very important message. This is the time machine. This is forward-moving time. This is the future. This is backwards-moving time. This is the past. You could also look at it like positive and negative. What I want to explain to you is that you are here, okay? You cannot mess with this. You can't mess with this. This is coming. This is a freight train. You want to be this when you reach this. This could be a millisecond. This could be your entire lifetime. It could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year. You're moving. And guess what happens? You got this. Oh no, you got this. You got this. Depends on what happens and how you perform here, which is going to dictate how big you are here. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this could be anything. This could be business. This could be love. This could be fixing something. It could be anything. But this is just life. This is the way it goes. So what do you do in your mind when you are confronted with this hurdle in life? You can do two things. You can solve the problem yourself. Now what happens when you solve the problem yourself? A little bit of time is used. Now I'm not saying that solving the problem yourself isn't a bad thing. In fact, it is definitely something that you want to do that is going to take time. What type of solution are you going to achieve? Is it a solution that will cost you even more time? Oh no, you can't do that. You've got a hurdle coming. You're falling behind on your hurdles. You're done, pal. A solution, no matter if it's done by yourself or someone else, that goes back in time, saves you time. Have you ever heard the phrase, it took no time? It took no time at all because you had your time machine. You used your past points to achieve a solution that saved you future points. You are, in a way, losing time up here. We might even just call this negative and call this positive. In life, unfortunately, there are winners and losers. You might have thought that your future was winning. You're losing. You're losing time, pal. All right? You need to win. And to win, you use your time machine. You go back in time. You prepare. You do the preparation now. And it comes from in here. So that when you come up with solutions, you don't lose. Your solutions can be compounded. They should be sturdy. You should prioritize. Don't generalize. Prioritize your solutions so that you have multiple backups when confronting a hurdle. When you confront a hurdle, you should be able to perform easily. You should be able to compound. In fact, what happens when you use your past points, you achieve all of your hurdles all at once. You are left with this void. This void causes you naturally to become lazy. This becomes your new challenge. Overcoming your ego. Your ego will all of a sudden be multiplied because you are so proud of yourself. Remember that you are a mortal human being. Instead of being lazy, you create new destinations. Now you have more destinations where you would like to travel, and you can afford to travel to those destinations. If you are confronted with this, and you are relying on your future time to achieve these destinations, you are risking a loss, pal. You are risking failure. Don't think that the future is your friend. Now, before we get into the adaptation, I would like to explain different types of solutions. You might have a light bulb go off in your head. You're going to use something that is out of your control The first thing that most people do is they'll use something that is very much already built, already put together, out of their control as a solution. They'll think that they're going to save time. They'll save money with this solution. They're thinking that they're going to achieve some win points, but it doesn't work. So, what a lot of people do is they want to build something that is entirely in their control. It's not just one big, massive solution. But the problem is that then you have a lot to manage, and it has taken up a little bit of time. So what you need to do is look into the future and create solutions for your future destinations, even before we started. This is something that is much more powerful, and you know will not break down. If one of these legs of the chair falls out, you can replace it with another leg. Because time is not flying by so fast that you're not going to be able to do this. Say, for instance, Sally gets sick. You replace Sally with Bob. See, if you had used this solution and it breaks, you thought that you were going here, but it was like a mirage, like as if you were thirsty in the middle of a desert. And the reality is you're here and you have nothing. You do not have this. You are not in full control of a multi-tiered solution. Have you ever heard of the saying, kill two birds with one stone? You can break it into increments. Let's say we were talking about a month. This is a month of time. You have these weeks. What are these little lines, you might ask? They're actually nights. For instance, this is Sunday. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. This is Wed. Now, you have to understand that most people are going along like this. On Monday, tomorrow, I will go and get my fixed. Tuesday, they will complain that I wasn't able to get my fixed. I am gonna go back Thursday and get my fixed. They get their fixed on Thursday. Friday, out of energy from getting my boom, fail, massive fail. Now let's start again. I got my fixed, but now so-and-so got unimpressed from my performance that week, and therefore I don't have anything. I will now, on this Tuesday, do this and do this hurdle. At this time in the evening, I will do this. You might ask, what happened? What happened here? It was actually a time warp into the future. This is coming, pal. This is coming. Whatever you did here, this was a day. Whatever you did here that caused this to happen, that might be your demise. Whatever happened here, we need to talk about what happened here. Now, I don't know what happened there that Tuesday night that caused this, but we need to start really being serious, and we need to start using our past points. We need to think ahead. And in thinking ahead, take your future past this destination, past all of this, and you borrow and you make a replacement brainstorm. This becomes your solution. You accommodate so that this slows down. You don't want this to accelerate. You don't want your momentum towards the inevitable fate, an unprepared fate, to come too soon. So what do? We slow down this metaphorical freight train flying at you at 120 miles an hour. And the way we slow this down is either with more manpower, with more better choices, prioritization, an end to generalization. Make sure that you win. Now comes the painful part. We are going to have to micromanage. This could very well be one day. In the course of one day, now I don't know how many hours you work in a day, but I pretty much work about that many hours. I don't know how many they are. This hour is your time to watch a YouTube movie and drink a coffee. Sure, have some fun. You're a little tired anyhow. You don't want to make really important decisions while you're really tired. Take a shower, and then drink a coffee. Next, this is your assessment of your micromanaging. In fact, using the element of time and being able to look into the future and make informed decisions as to how your fate for the day will end. Now that you've done your assessment, now you apply. In your assessment, you will take into account your blocks. You will have some blocks. Why is there an X right here? Anyone know? This is your lunch. You need to eat. What are these? These are your kids. They get home from school. Why is this one open right here? That's when your kids go to sleep. So, right away in your assessment, you understand that it's go time. During this block of time here before your lunch, you are at pure capacity, strong. You are an intellectual warrior. Before we go any further, I would like to be realistic here, and we're going to talk about the usual performance. Faulty performance that leads to a bad track record. A bad track record consists of a lot of losses. If there were not wins, there was acceleration of future during projects. Well, for whatever reason, for lack of light bulb, for lack of your third hour, that is what happened. Let's take a look. Let's analyze the track record of a loser. You have this. You have this. And then you have this. Then you have this. Then you have this. This is just one of the scenarios. I would like to give you a solution. This solution may be painful, but it is very realistic. I would like to prescribe you badassness. You can still keep your little smiler. This will continue until this eats and destroys this like a black hole. Then you can replace this with this. You can keep your badassness right there. That's fine. This is just one of the scenarios. If you're unhappy, stop whining. Now, let's talk about faulty track records. In the course of a 10-year span, okay? Whatever occurs during these intervals of time is visible. It is highly visible. But usually, the way that it is dealt with is that it is generalized. Observers to this faulty track record will generalize. It is either this or this, which is not fair. There could be all sorts of outside elements that alter your performance of future and past time. These outside elements are your hurdles. Although sometimes, when you compound, you create new hurdles for yourself. How many hurdles are man-made or natural? Let's look at the man-made hurdles as positive and the natural hurdles as negative. Of course, you have to accomplish solving your natural hurdle first before you create your compounded hurdle. The funny thing is, these intervals consist of man-made and negative hurdles. Let's just say, for instance, because this scenario is not exclusive, there might be many different scenarios. The problem that we are seeing is that if we were to look at this under a microscope and look at the day, look at the next day, we would see a very dysfunctional method no respect for time. You have to have respect for time. You have to have a respect for your own time. You have to have a respect for the time of those that you are working with to achieve your solutions. This man-made hurdle was not complete. Let's talk about fear and how fear plays a part in your manipulation of time. As you make your way along the inevitable future, you are going to be confronted by these hurdles. It is only in the idea of being able to overcome this hurdle, create these new hurdles that can perhaps solve all of these automatically and make them almost disappear. That is what it is all about, folks. If you are not compounding, and you start compounding even before you get to the hurdle. Now, you come up with these solutions here. These solutions will destroy these problems. You have not gone anywhere. You did that. You got rid of those hurdles. Now what you do, you've gone about there, okay? You've gone about 3 days. Now what you do is you create more problems on purpose. So, are you going to jump over this hurdle? You're going to create hurdle killers. Okay? Now we have done a second round of hurdle killing. You have now moved here. Let's do it again. These could be deadlines. Prescribe as necessary. Boom, boom, boom. If you use this compound technique, you will be able to do approximately 5 rounds of hurdle killing within this month. Meanwhile, someone who is not using that compounding technique, it will take them a month to do what you accomplished in 3 days. So your performance is optimal. Let's talk about the fear. When you are confronted with hurdles like that, I told you what to do. But what about those people who let fear dictate how they handle the hurdles? There is also a very, very big problem with what I'm about to tell you. You are going to ask for help. You're going to ask for someone's help who is going to solve this one problem for you. You are not compounding. You are pissing someone off. You are also not learning from your mistakes. So there is a lot of negative consequences from your fear, as well as a lack of production. Now you may think that this is a natural problem, and you have no way to solve this problem by yourself. You're absolutely correct. Do not beat yourself up for that. Sure, you pissed someone off, and that person is a jerk, right? That person is an asshole. But you are still at fault. You know why? You did not compound. Sure, you don't have the time or the ability to compound here. So it is never too late to prepare. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there'll be many more to come. Thank you.